Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Mustin. We're so happy for you to be joining us this morning as we are gearing up for Christmas and Christmas Eve on Friday and Saturday. The Splash Live is your host for live and exclusive Greater West Bloomfield news and interviews. We're bringing you featured local stories from our local events and businesses to showcase our great community here. The Splash Live is now daily from 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99. We're also live on CivicCenterTV.com on your web browser and mobile device. We're giving you the updated news, events, and featured guests that are making our West Bloomfield community the place to be. Every week we highlight someone from our Greater West Bloomfield community that is making an impact here. So we'll be taking submissions for our Person of the Week through the QR code on the screen now. It's really easy. You can just scan it and fill out the Google form to submit an entry. Google form only takes about a minute, so you just put the person's name, reason they should be recognized for the Person of the Week, and some contact information for them so we can contact them about this. Nominations can be educators, students, local businesses, or any other organization that you think deserves to be recognized as our Person of the Week. So again, you can just scan that QR code on the screen and fill out that short Google form. We're now going to dive into our community events that are happening in the Greater West Bloomfield community. We will begin with a few of the more timely events and then go into the one that are ongoing. As the holiday season approaches, many of the businesses and organizations are hosting fun and festive events around our community. Specifically, first, the West Bloomfield Parks is having their winter solstice event that is actually happening tomorrow for the winter solstice on the 21st of December. You would have to pre-register for this event already, but if you have already pre-registered, it is going to be a very fun night filled with your West Bloomfield residents and neighbors. So if you have already pre-registered for that event, you can expect some food events. They're going to be lighting the trails there at the Recreational Center here in West Bloomfield for the West Bloomfield Parks Winter Solstice event. It is going to be outside the Recreation Activity Center, and it will be a very fun night filled with your favorite people and residents here in West Bloomfield. Our next event that is ongoing is the Sylvan Lake Game Night event. So this is going to be every Wednesday that there is not a Sylvan Lake board meeting because this event takes place in the community center. Game night starts at 5:30 p.m. and will go to about 9 p.m. At the Sylvan Lake Community Center. These events are open to all Sylvan Lake residents, and you're welcome to bring any of your family and friends to get together and play games at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. You can bring any games that you like to play. There will also be some games provided as well. This is a great way to get together with your neighbors and community members this winter. If you want to play Mahjong, the Sylvan Lake Game Night started with a couple of the Sylvan Lake residents here doing play Mahjong, and then it kind of expanded. They decided to bring in the community center and make that a great place to play some games with your friends and family there at Sylvan Lake. So again, that's every Wednesday that there is not a Sylvan Lake board meeting, and that is from 5:30 until 9 p.m. The next ongoing event and our last event for today is the Farber Center Soul Studio Holiday Market. This is something that we've highlighted here on the Splash Live before. This is a perfect place to support the friendship circle and the artists that create the items sold inside the studio. So some of those items are clothing, mugs, jewelry, and some of those art pieces that their local artists in-house have made. This is a great way to support local businesses and artists during the holiday season. If you are a last-minute shopper or want to go grab something for yourself, you can go to the Soul Studio located off of Drake Road here in West Bloomfield. And if you want to just go have a fun event with your family and friends, if they're in town this holiday season, you can also check out their Community Ties event. This is an exhibition that shows that communities are built on meaningful connections and friendships when working together. We are unified in both our hardships and successes. That is a beautiful art piece that they have there, and they will also have the market running until this week. So make sure you stop by while it is still available. If you have an event that you'd like us to feature, you can message us on our social media pages at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. We're going to take a quick break, but after we will check out a local Kiko Harbor business who is gearing up for the snow. People Skate and Snowboard is ready for all the snowboarders, whether you are new or seasons, to hit the slopes this winter. We'll check back in after the break.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Muschin. People Skate and Snowboard is located off of Orchard Lake Road, and it is a great place to shop and learn about snowboarding. Before you hit the slopes this winter, we talked to the store manager there, his name is John Gilpin, about the snowboarding season and how they prep you for an adventure in the snow. Let's go check it out.
What's going on, West Bloomfield? Looking for a winter sport to help you get through the season, but don't have the proper gear? Well, we found the place for you. Welcome to People Skate and Snowboard, the all-in-one shop for all skate and snowboard needs. Here at The Splash, we talked with manager Jonathan Gilpin to tell us a little bit about the store, as well as cool products you can find.
So I've been here about 4 years. The shop is just strictly a skate and snowboard shop. We kind of pride on just what we know super well with snowboarding and skateboarding. Been here going on 12 years in June. And the shop is just, we kind of like to keep it progressive with the clothing. We kind of try to keep kind of like up to date with the competition with the malls. We kind of carry some cooler stuff, more limited stuff. So it's super fun to just be working here.
During our interview, we asked Jonathan how he first became involved with this awesome store.
So I've been coming here since Ben first opened back, I think around 2008, 2009. So I was a little pipsqueak running around. Bought my first skateboard here, and then over the years just been shopping here, getting used to with Ben, the shop employees. The first year of college, I just needed a job. I worked at Journeys for about a week and a half, got a text from Ben, and I left on shift to come over here. So been here for about 4 years, just finishing up school.
We were also curious about some advice for anyone looking to give an attempt at skateboarding or snowboarding.
So if you're new coming into skateboarding or snowboarding, we try to make it as painless, as simple as possible. We usually just give the basic rundown on if you're talking about snowboarding, boots, bindings, we just kind of keep it just minimal. We can get techie if we want, but customers usually just coming first here for the first time, usually just want it straight out, just give it to them. So we try to keep it just super simple, super easy for the customer.
Anything new we could look forward to seeing here at the shop?
So we're always getting new stuff in. So bindings, just basically just the new technology in snowboarding. It's always fun just to come in, check it out, and just get a feel for what snowboarding really is.
For all your skate and snowboarding needs, check out People Skate and Snowboard. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Brendan Schreiber.
Thank you to Jonathan for letting us interview him, and check out People Skate and Snowboard in Keego Harbor if you are a new or seasoned snowboarder looking to get some gear for this upcoming season. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we're going to be joined by Louise Bugg and Pastor Peggy Rose from the Spirit of Grace Church in West Bloomfield, here to talk to us about their Christmas dinner that they will have for free this weekend on Saturday. So we're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll be with them.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
11 teens a day die from texting and driving. Don't text and drive.
And now, back to the Splash, live.
Welcome to the Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Muschin. So one of the new features here on the Splash Live is our Person of the Week. Before we head into our guest for today, we want to throw up that QR code again. So it's really easy. You can scan that QR code. We already have a ton of nominations. We want to make sure that we are interacting with our guests here on the Splash Live. So you can go ahead and scan that QR code, fill out a short Google form. It only takes about a minute. If you have someone in our local Greater West Bloomfield community who is making an impact here, whether they are an educator, a student, someone in a local business or organization. We've had athletes here before. We've also had some teachers for our Person of the Week. So if you have someone in mind, you can go ahead and scan that QR code and fill out that Google form. It will just ask their name, their contact information, and then also a little bit about why you nominate them for the Person of the Week. We're going to head into another break, but on the end of that break, we're going to see our guests. It is Robert Schickel and then also Louise Bugg and Pastor Peggy Rose from the Spirit of Grace Church here in West Bloomfield.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
And now, back to the Splash, live.
It is now time for our first guests of today. We have Louise Bugg, who is a member of Spirit of Grace Church, as well as Pastor Peggy Rose, who is the pastor there. Spirit of Grace Church is the Lutheran Episcopal community. They're celebrating their 6th anniversary in May of 2021, and they're here to talk to me about their Christmas dinner that they are having, their free Christmas dinners that they're giving out this Saturday. So thank you so much for joining us today, guys.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Yes, thank you.
Peggy, Pastor Peggy Rose, let's first start out. How did the idea of providing free Christmas dinners come about, and what was the inspiration behind that?
I think that was before my time, so I'm going to let Louise answer that.
Yes, it actually started 6 years ago, and that was before Pastor Peggy arrived, though she did get to come to one of our in-person dinners before she came to us as a pastor. It was started when the 3 churches joined together, and we had pastors from the Episcopal and the Lutheran churches, and one of the pastors said, "We've done these free Christmas dinners at churches I've been at on Christmas Day, and it's just wonderful, and I challenge you guys to do it here." And we were going, oh my goodness, can we do this? Who will come? Who will work on Christmas Day? And we accepted his challenge. And he guided us, told us what they'd done at these other churches, and we adapted it. And it became our gift to the community on Christmas Day, this free dinner. out of a challenge that we said, okay, we'll do it.
And what does it mean for the Spirit of Grace Church to be helping out others this Christmas season, whether that's through the free dinners that you guys provide, or just helping out the community through donating those meals?
I think it's really important, especially during this time of the pandemic. Last year, we usually do an in-person sit-down meal and 2 seatings, but with the pandemic, we had to change that plan. So last year was the first time that we did drive-through pickup dinners, and we had a goal of 100. And our partner, the butchery over on Orchard Lake Road, said, no, times are tough. Why don't we aim for 150? And I think we actually ended up serving 165. So the need is really out there. And I think the spirit of giving and the true reason of Jesus giving himself for us, and we give ourselves for others, is very inspirational.
And then with those numbers, obviously you said you allotted for about 100, 150, but there ended up being 160-ish families coming about to get those Christmas dinners. How do you figure out how many dinners to provide? Is there a sign up? Is it first come, first serve? And then also, what's included in that dinner? Are people urged to donate when they come pick one up? Obviously, the butchery donates all the meals to be given out. But how do you figure out maybe the numbers, and then is there a donation associated with those?
I'll take that one. When we started 6 years ago, and Pastor was right, we had this like big Christmas party inside the church with tablecloths and linens and waiters and live music and Santa and all kinds of stuff. And we didn't know how many people would come. So we planned for maybe 75 to 100, and we got 50 people, and we had about 60 or 70 volunteers. Everybody wanted to come and help somebody else on Christmas. And every year it grew and it grew and it grew. And so we kind of based our numbers on what we'd been the attendance we'd been having. But we also, when it hit the pandemic, we had some limits in our church to what we could do. We weren't yet worshiping inside. We were allowed to have like 10 people in working on a project at a time. We couldn't cook inside. We couldn't serve inside. And so we said, well, we're going to do curbside, and we'll see what do we think we can do with 10 volunteers. And that's why we aimed for 100 when we went and talked to our partner, the butchery. So the butchery challenged us further by giving us more. But so that's how we got there. And the butchery has been a partner for 4 years. And before we went to the curbside delivery, we had plating of the meals. We did a lot of our own cooking. But the last 2 years of serving their meals, we went to the butchery and they provided all the meat. They gave us turkey, and they gave us ham pre-cooked that we could just slice and serve and plate on the meals. But now they said, if you bring us these containers, and I have some show and tell. Here's the container, nice container. And we provide these containers to them. And you see there's compartments, and down here they put the turkey and the stuffing and the mashed potatoes, and they put gravy on that. And they put some vegetables up here, and then they put a roll and butter in here. And they make them, and we pick them up the day before. They're cold, they're fully cooked, and we put them in this huge commercial refrigerator we were fortunate to get when the Advent Church moved in with us. And we store them in there, but we add a couple of things. We add Christmas cookies in a little baggie that we get through the generosity of Kroger. And we add some cranberry sauce in little containers that we bag up. We do all that a couple days ahead of time, ready, so that when we give them the meal, we take one of these, one cranberry, one cookie, put it in a Meijer plastic bag, because Meijer donated the bags. And when they drive up, we say, how many would you like? And they roll down their window and they say, well, I'll take 4, I'll take 2, I'll take 5 for my neighbor. And we hand them these bags of meals through the window, no touch, all safe. And it's a delicious meal. The butchery makes a delicious meal. We've had a lot of feedback.
Well, thank you so much, Louise and Pastor Peggy, for joining us this morning. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks
And
for
I should
having
say, thank you. And I should say the meals are free. We have gotten a community action grant through Thrivent Financial, so there is no charge.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Once again, I was joined by Louise Bugg and Pastor Peggy Rose from the Spirit of Grace Church, giving out those free meals this Christmas. We're now going to take a look at the West Bloomfield signing day. We had two stellar student athletes sign: Dylan Tatum to play football at MSU and sitting staff to play softball at Cornell. So we're going to look at the West Bloomfield signing day. They had a little ceremony there in their I-Center. So let's take a look at what those athletes had to say. After finishing their season with a 10-2 record, the West Bloomfield varsity football team recognized their stellar athletes at their annual awards ceremony.
Overall, we had a successful season. We went 10-2. You know, our goal was to win the state championship. But we knew going in we had a very young team. We had to replace 17 starters. So we knew we had a very young team, and I commend my coaching staff for that development, because every week these guys got better and better and better. So thank you guys, appreciate you guys, I love you guys, thank you for the support, and we're going to continue to make this thing rock next year as well.
The young team this year made a name for themselves because of the natural talent of their athletes, as well as the dedication of the coaching staff who presented each award.
Now, the guy that I'm going to give this award to, all right, did some spectacular things. All right, I've known him since he was like a little kid. He was able to coach him in basketball in middle school. He was a very good player for us last year. All right, had a game-changing play, two game-changing plays in the fourth quarter against Belleville, which got us to the state championship game. One-handed catches, I have a hard time believing are possible. All right, had one against nobody in the rain. All right, so this kid, Samaj Morgan, he's 5th in all-time receiving yards as of now. By game 5 next year, the record is.
Mike's had 2 ACL issues in the same year. So for him to come back this season and become Defensive Player of the Year, not just in West Bloomfield, but here in the state of Michigan, that is a tremendous feat. So Mr. Williams, I want to apologize to you, because I didn't hear what you were saying, but I heard you thereafter, and it has allowed me to become a better coach. So the 2021 Defensive Player of the Year, Mike Williams.
The recipient in particular, I guess the best word to put is just a dominant football player and just an outstanding overall person. That dominates everything he does. He dominates in the classroom, dominates relationships, he's a leader in the school, works his butt off, high character, and I'm sure more than half of these highlights you can find 10, 15 yards downfield, putting somebody 250 yards against the will. And I could sit here and talk for 2 or 3 more minutes, but it's not going to do enough justice. Amir Herring, offensive lineman of the year.
Dylan is one of our guys, and you know what? He's in this group. You know, me and him buddy heads. We buddy heads. When he pulled the sack, caught my leg, and ever since we've been great friends. And I love him to death. He's a good young man, a man that's got integrity, a man of character. He's going to be a guy that we should say from the other half. And the support he has for his family is priceless. And I can get more of our most valuable player, Dylan Tatum.
Congratulations to those players who received an award, as well as the entire West Bloomfield varsity football team for their amazing season this year. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Maddie Muschin. Congratulations to those athletes who signed their national letter of intent last week. To Dylan Tatum, who's going to be playing football at Michigan State. starting in January. He early enrolled there into Sydney staff, who still has another season of softball to do under her belt this spring, and then will be playing at Cornell next year. We're going to put up our QR code again for our Person of the Week. If you have someone that you want to nominate headed into the Christmas season and into the new year to celebrate and nominate here on the Splash Live, it's very easy. You can scan that QR code, go ahead and fill out that short Google form. It only takes about a minute. You just need to put the person's name, their contact information, a little blurb about why we should nominate them here on the Splash Live for our Person of the Week, and then we will reach out to them and talk to them about their nomination and what they're doing here in the greater West Bloomfield community, whether they are an educator, a student, a local business or organization. We can go ahead and nominate them there on the QR code. And also, if you are unable to scan that QR code, you can always call into Civic Center TV and nominate them there. Thank you again to Louise Bugg and Pastor Peggy Rose, who are from the Spirit of Grace Church, doing a lot of necessary outreach for Christmas dinners. As I said, those dinners are free, and you can go ahead. It is drive-through here at Spirit of Grace Church in West Bloomfield. It is very easy to go ahead and just drive through, pick up those amazing dinners, Christmas dinners from the butchery that they have provided. The turkey, they have those rolls, and then the Christmas cookies and some vegetables there. A very nutritious meal if you are struggling this holiday season to provide for your family how you normally celebrate your Christmas dinner. You can go ahead and drive through there. And if you are getting together with your family this season, the COVID boosters are very easy to get this holiday season, whether you want to make an appointment through CVS. I got mine this weekend. It was easy, painless, took only about 5 minutes, and it is important to make sure that if you're already vaccinated, you can go ahead and get those boosters, and as well as your flu shots this holiday season to make sure that our community is staying safe during the coronavirus pandemic. And if you have not gotten your vaccine yet, those are also easy to sign up and get if you want to get your first shot before headed into the holiday season. If you are getting together with family and friends, want to make sure that you are staying safe this holiday season and fighting against the COVID-19 pandemic. Numbers are very high in Michigan, as we will hear about on the megacast from Tyler Kieft. He'll give us an update on those coronavirus numbers. But if you want to go make an appointment, CVS is doing appointments for these COVID-19 vaccines, as well as your booster and flu shot. So if you're getting together with your family and friends this holiday season, make sure that you are staying safe and getting protected, mask up, and get those vaccines if you are able. That's it for today's show. We thank Louise Bugg and Pastor Peggy Rose from the Spirit of Grace Church to tell us a little bit about their Christmas dinners that they're giving out this Saturday through the drive-thru at the Spirit of Grace Church. They also thank you to the butchery for providing those meals as they are giving back to those who maybe are struggling this holiday season to feed their families on Christmas Day. Thank you so much for joining me this morning as we explored all the people and events going on in our greater West Bloomfield community. We visited People Skate and Snowboard in Keego Harbor, as well as checked out those stellar student athletes for their West Bloomfield signing day. They're signing their little national letters of intent for college. And if you've missed any of the interviews or stories, you can visit civiccentertv.com to watch them online in HD, as well as making sure that you are tuning in live on Civic Center TV on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99 Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. You can also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Maddie Mustian. Thank you for watching The Splash Live.